مشاهدي عرب لندن ومنصاتها عبر السوشيال ميديا، أهلا وسهلا بكم في حلقة جديدة من بريطانيا اليوم. حلقة اليوم هي حلقة خاصة ونستضيف فيها ضيف خاص. هو شاب بريطاني مسلم لم يتجاوز 22 أو 22 عاما، صنع التاريخ وسجل اسمه في تاريخ المملكة المتحدة كأول عمدة مسلم يكون عمدة لأكبر وأغنى وأهم منطقة في لندن في ويستمنستر. حمزة توزال، شاب البريطاني من أصول مغربية والذي صنع التاريخ، يتطلع اليوم الشباب العربي والمسلم في بريطانيا إليه كأيقونة للنشاط والعمل والنجاح. حمزة أشرف على أحداث ضخمة خلال فترة ترأسه المجلس البلدي في ويستمنستر أو عمدة ويستمنستر، بداية بالاحتفال باليوبيل البلاتيني للملكة إليزابيث الثانية ثم وفاتها، ثم تتويج الملك تشارلز الثالث، وهي أحداث ضخمة وتاريخية شهدتها العاصمة لندن خلال فترة تولي حمزة لمسؤوليتك عمدة لهذه المنطقة. بدأ حمزة العمل السياسي في حزب العمال في عمر 16 عاما، ثم تم انتخابه في المجلس البلدي لويستمنستر في عمر 18 عاما، وأصبح العمدة في عمر 22 عاما. ومع ذلك يؤكد أنه لم يفكر يوما بأن يصبح عمدة لويستمنستر، وأنه يعني تفاجأ بهذا الاختيار وبهذا الانتخاب ليصنع فرقا في حياته ويصنع فرقا في الجالية العربية والمسلمة. غادر حمزة توزال منصب العمدة بعد سنة حافلة بالأحداث غير المسبوقة، والتي كان شاهدا عليها وكان صانعا لها وكان مشرفا عليها جنبا إلى جنب مع قيادات المملكة المتحدة. وأيضا التقى حمزة عديد من المرات بالملك تشارلز وبالعائلة الملكية. نتشرف أن يكون معنا اليوم ونكون في حضرة العمدة حمزة توزال، عمدة ويستمنستر السابق والشاب المسلم من أصول مغربية، والذي كما قلت بات أيقونة لمسلمي بريطانيا. أهلا وسهلا بك أستاذ حمزة، welcome in Arab London, and thank you for joining us today.
شكرا and thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. طيب أنا سأطرح الأسئلة باللغة العربية والإنجليزية، تعرف مشاهدينا يعني من العرب، وثم بإمكانك التحدث بالطريقة التي تناسبك، وسعيدين جدا بأن تكون معنا حقيقة رغم انشغالاتك العديدة. بداية حمزة، كيف بدأ يعني كيف بدأت تخطط وكيف وصلت لهذا الحلم؟ يعني first of all, how did you achieve your dream?
So أنا بديت من كان عندي 16. من كان عندي 16 I joined a youth council in Westminster. I did that for 1 year. ومن كان عندي 18 I said to myself I want to become a councillor. So كان عندنا elections. I got elected as a councillor at the age of 18. ربع سنين أنا دابا councillor. مشيت university، مشيت مدرسة، قريت. I did politics and global affairs for my masters. We had lamb leaders. We had elections again. And I got re-elected, but this time round احنا كان عندنا the majority on the council. We had the majority party. So I spoke to the leader, and the leader said to me, Hamza, we want you to be العمدة. We want you to be the Lord Mayor. And like you said, it's the first time, أول Muslim, youngest ever, the first person from a non-English background. Obviously my family is originally from Morocco, so it's the first time. So it's just it's a short space of time, but I did a lot. Alhamdulillah.
كيف عندما تم إخبارك بأنك العمدة، يعني كيف كان what is your reaction when you informed that you will be the mayor of Westminster?
When I was told أنا عمري ما أسحب لي نولي العمدة. أنا أسحب لي زعما تيضحك عليا، أسحب لي الشيء زعما is not gonna happen. It's impossible because أنا نتسانس الناس كبار، الناس اللي عندهم 70 عام 80 عام هم اللي تولوا العمدة ديال ويستمنستر. So من قالوا لي أنا حمزة عندي 22 نولي العمدة، I didn't think it was real. So I had to عيط ليما، هضرت معها. I said to her, Mum, I'm gonna become Lord Mayor. I called my grandmother. وفرحوا بيا, and I was very shocked but very happy. I was very very happy.
Very happy. Yeah, sure. طب حمزة كعمدة مسلم ومن يعني من أقلية وليس من يعني الإنجليز البيض، هل تم تقبلك في في المجتمع البريطاني؟ يعني have you been accepted as a Muslim emir in British society?
I think so, yeah. I think الدولة ديالنا the UK is very accepting. هادشي
مهم.
ماشي حاجة في ويستمنستر هادشي شي حاجة جديد بالحق in other places is very we have Sadiq Khan is the mayor of London. We have
صحيح.
now in Scotland we have Hamza. He's also the
حمزة
leader
يوسف.
Hamza Yusuf, the leader of the SNP. So
مهم.
it's زعما كاين المسلمين اللي ولاو important things and have important positions in the UK. I think the majority of people are very happy. فرحوا that there's someone different in that position, someone who's not the same as everyone else.
طيب وصولك كشاب يعني لمسلم ويعني إلى هذا المنصب وهي أهم بلدية في المملكة المتحدة، هل هذا يعني أنه أي مسلم يمكن أن يصل إلى المناصب العليا؟ يعني you arrive as a young Muslim to this position. Does this mean any Muslim can be in this position? Can be any Muslim be a prime minister for the United Kingdom?
inshallah, why not? No, I think of course أي واحد اللي يبغى يعمل شي حاجة they have the ability to do so. In this country we're not restricted by your faith or any of that sort. A big part of my role I was Lord Mayor, but because I was Lord Mayor I have a big role in Westminster Abbey. So Westminster Abbey is the church, is the main central church, it's the big one in
صحيح.
London, everyone knows it. And for the first time they had a Muslim who was a part of Westminster Abbey. So this is new. This is unheard of. This they didn't think it was possible.
صحيح
But
هذا
you
موضوع
get
جديد.
used to it. صح, it's the first time, so they get used to it. You learn a little bit about them. They learn a little bit about you, and then you get along, and it all works out. So I think anyone who's Muslim, anyone who wants to do something like that, your religion is never a barrier. Your religion only helps you.
رائع. طبعا هذه رسالة إيجابية لكل الجالية العربية والمسلمة بأنه يعني الطريق مفتوح للجميع، أن يكون عمدة، أن يكون مينستر أو برايم مينستر أو يكون ام بيز.
أي حاجة.
أي
They're
حاجة.
able to do it.
أسألك عن رسالتك يعني للشباب المسلم والعربي في بريطانيا، لكن خلال فترة عملك كمير اوف ويستمنستر هل تعرضت لأي موقف يعني أو شيء له علاقة بالعنصرية أو له علاقة بتمييز؟ يعني have you felt any kind of discrimination because you are a Muslim in this position as a mayor of Westminster?
I think in terms of عنصرية شوية بالحق only on a little bit on Twitter, social media. A little bit on social media. So زعما لقيت يما معايا وأنا وأمي مشينا I don't know, we went to Westminster Abbey. شي واحد في تويتر يكتب
يكتب.
هذه مراته الأولى، هذه مراته الثانية، هذه مراته الثالثة. زعما they're trying to insult. زعما they think Muslim is going to be married to this many people and it's an insult. So you have a little bit of racism عنصرية online. The majority of people are very happy. The majority of people are very accepting.
The British society, the politician, very happy.
Majority are very happy. They're very happy. For them, it's something new. Plus, I was born here. I was raised here. I'm just as much as British as anyone else. I was born in Westminster. So, who else can? How many people can say that? So it's. But most people are very accepting. A little bit of racism, but majority is good.
لكن هناك خوف عند الجالية المسلمة موضوع الإسلاموفوبيا يعني. هل هذه مشكلة تمنع يعني الشباب من الانخراط في المجتمع والوصول لمناصب؟ يعني الإسلاموفوبيا هل هي تمنع الجالية المسلمة من أن تكون في بوزيشن يعني مهم زي ام بيز أو مينسترز أو أنها nothing to do مع يعني الإسلاموفوبيا؟
No, I think Islamophobia. زي ما كاين. Don't get me wrong, كاين Islamophobia صح, it exists. There is 100% there is Islamophobia in some places. Sometimes they see you as Muslim and they don't like you. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. You have to work harder than everyone else. You have to prove yourself. You have to explain to them. Essentially, you're representing Islam. It's almost like doing a little bit of da'wah. You're representing your religion. You're talking to people. You learn you because for some people, for example, we had Ramadan. We had Ramadan a couple of months ago. Now, we did lots of iftars, community iftars. We have lots of people, different faiths, Christian, Jewish, Muslim, any faith. They come, they have iftar with us, and they learn and they understand. And for many people, that was the first time ever that they went to have iftar with someone. The first time they heard about Ramadan. The first time they heard about Muslim people doing what they do and fasting. So it's about introducing them to what Islam is about, and slowly you get there, slowly and slowly.
بيرفكت. طيب حمزة، السؤال يعني أيضا حول مسؤولياتك يعني كعمدة في منطقة غنية ومهمة بجانب البرلمان ورئاسة الحكومة، وفي منطقة من أغنى المناطق. هذه مهمة صعبة. كيف تعاملت معها يعني as a young man? How did you manage to carry out your duties and responsibilities of the mayor? Is this a difficult work, difficult job?
وفي الأول كانت صعبة شوية because I had to start to learn how to do things. I had to learn the protocol. I had to learn all the security. I had to learn how to do things differently. So, for example, when you meet the king, for example, if you meet King Charles, you can't just go Zilando and say hi and sort of do that. No, no, no. You have to wait for him to come to you. He shakes your hand. You shake his
That's
hand
the
back.
protocol.
Exactly. If he speaks to you, you speak to him. If he doesn't speak to you, you don't speak to him. You just carry on. You carry on about your day. So little things like that you had to learn, but the majority of it was quite simple. For me, the job wasn't hard because I enjoyed it.
Mm.
It wasn't something that I found difficult. It was something that I felt like it was meant to be because I get along with people. I'm able to relate. I'm able to understand some of the issues of people, even if they're different from me. So even if they come from a very wealthy background, even if they come from different places, I'm able to understand and relate to what they're saying and the issues that they have, and see how we can help, because that's what my job is all about. It's about helping people deep down. Essentially, it's about representing and helping people of Westminster.
لكن هناك قرارات صعبة، يعني قرارات في البادجت، قرارات لها علاقة يعني بالجفرمنت، لها علاقة بالمجتمع. كيف الخبرة يعني؟ كيف استطعت أنه تأخذ القرار؟ هل هناك مجلس يساعد العمدة في اتخاذ القرار؟ وخاصة يعني أنت كنت كشاب يعني صغير، وبالتالي تأخذ قرارات صعبة. مهمة صناعة القرار هل هي سهلة أم صعبة؟ وكيف تتم؟
Yeah,
there is a lot of decision that you have to take. How you take the decision regarding, for example, budget, regarding anything related to the society?
Yeah, I thought I understood the first time. It's just I need to be more confident in my Arabic. But I understood.
لا مشكلة، لا مشكلة.
It was some of the stuff are very tricky, but you never do it by yourself. So it's not like you by yourself have to sit down and make a decision. You have other people. You have the leader of the council. You have the other councillors, the other politicians. You have the people who work for the council, which is over 2,000 people. So everyone helps in their different departments. Some people have finance. Some people have housing. Some people have young people and youth. Some people have business. There's lots of different departments, and everyone helps each other to make things work. So when it comes to my position, the biggest thing is explaining to people, even though I'm young, I can still make the decision. I still have the experience, I still have the understanding, I still have the life skills to make the decision. Because for a lot of people, it's very hard for them. They think Hamza is too young. How can he do this? How can he do this? It doesn't make any sense. So you
كيف
have to
يمكن
really
تاخذ هالقرار أو ذاك؟
صح, yeah. So you have to really explain to them and show them that you are able to make a decision and you're a professional young person.
رائع رائع. طيب حمزة، قبل ذلك احنا قفزنا عن لقائك للملك، وكان عدد من المشاهدين يعني يودوا أن يسألوا كيف كان لقائك مع الملك تشارلز يعني.
I met Charles. I say Charles. I met the King a couple of times now. I think one of the most interesting times was something called the Loyal Address. So the Loyal Address happened on the 9th of March, so it was about 2 months ago, and there's 27, they call them privileged bodies, so 27 institutions throughout the UK, and each representative has to go to the King in Buckingham Palace, and we have to read a speech. So we're all dressed up. So I'm wearing my blue and gold robes, I'm wearing my chains. You don't wear the hat. So obviously sometimes you see in the pictures I'm wearing a hat. And when you're with the King, you don't wear the hat because it's a sign of respect. You take off the hat. So that's something you have to learn as well. I had a speech. I had to go next to him, maybe sort of very literally right opposite him. I had to read my speech. I had to say sort of, we're happy to have the King, we're happy in Westminster, we're there to represent, we're there to serve, and that sort of thing. I shook his hand and then give him the speech, and he says to me, "Thank you," and then you go off to sort of where everyone else is sitting. But that was the closest encounter. I've met him at a few other events throughout the year. He's come to visit Westminster quite a lot. I think one of the biggest events was a couple of weeks ago in the coronation. So we had the King's coronation. Obviously, I was there, all dressed up again, representing the city of Westminster, and it was a surreal event. It was packed. You had people from all over the world, all the heads of states, all the kings and queens, all the prime ministers, all the presidents, and they were all there. And I was there, right at the front, representing Westminster. So it was a huge
And
experience.
and when he يعني عندما رآك كعمدة مسلم لويستمنستر، ماذا كان الرياكشن؟ ماذا كان رد
He
فعله
he
يعني؟
he he was fine. He's very nice. Wallahi. He talks to you very normally. He's very excited. He's very eager to learn. He wants to
مم.
understand. And I think we've seen in the past his relationship with Islam is good. He likes Islam. He
مم.
likes Muslims. He likes learning about the Middle East and that sort of culture. But when I said to him I was Lord Mayor, I was the youngest, first Muslim, he was very happy. He said that's very good. He said that's amazing. That's well done to Westminster. So it was a huge privilege to have that encounter and to speak to him.
رائع رائع. طيب بخصوص العرب والمسلمين الشباب، يعني البريتش مسلم، وخاصة اليونج بيبل، ما هي نصيحتك لهم؟ ما هي الخطوة الأولى التي يجب أن يفكروا فيها إذا أرادوا الدخول إلى العمل السياسي؟
I think for young people, the first thing they have to have is their intention. They have to
مم.
understand what are they getting involved for. So for
مم.
me, for example, when I was 16, I saw
مم.
things in my area where I live, in my estate, and I said to myself, this is not right. This is not fair. Why is it a young person here? They don't have any jobs. They don't have any education. Why is this the case? Then
صحيح.
if you go to Mayfair, then it's the other way around. The young people are successful and they have all of this. So I said
right.
to myself, I need to make a change. I need to make a difference. So for young people who want to get involved in politics, they have to think about something that they that they feel is important to them, something they care about, and say they want to change that. So they have to focus something very specific. Don't say you want to change the world or you want to do all this because it's not that straightforward. So have a thing that you want to change, have a particular focus, and take it from there. I think that's the best thing.
ما هي الأدوات التي يجب أن يملكوها؟ What is the tools that they should have?
The tools, I think education is very important. I think
مم.
education is very important. If you have the chance to go to university, if you have the chance to do something like that, then do it because education really, really helps. I think the other thing would be to have confidence. You need to understand just because you're young, it doesn't mean you're not able to do something. So the confidence plays a big factor because when you talk to people, they analyze you. They look at you. They see how you act. They see your behavior. They see your personality. They see how you are. So you have to be confident. You have to be the person who is willing to go above and beyond. You might have to work harder than everyone else, but it's better to start as young as possible. So when you are older, you're already established. You already made the
مم.
connections. You already know the people,
رائع.
and you're ready to make a change. So start off as young as possible. Make sure you have a good education and always have confidence. No matter what it is, always have confidence. That's the most important thing.
بعض الشباب أستاذ حمزة يفكرون دائما في الايدنتيتي، يعني هل
Mm,
انا مسلم اولا ام بريطاني اولا،
mm.
او مسلم بريطاني او بريطاني مسلم، كيف
For me,
تجيب على هذا يعني؟
for me, it's I say I'm I'm British. I'm British Moroccan is in the first, and then but I'm Muslim first. Islam is my deen. Islam is my religion, 100%. So but when people say where are you from, so if they ask me Hamza, where are you from? Here I normally say my family's from Morocco because, like I said, it was my grandparents who came to the UK first. So my
مهم.
grandmother and my grandfather. So I was born here, and my mum was born here. So I'm from Morocco originally, but I'm not originally Moroccan because I was born here. So I'm not 100%, but both my parents are Moroccan. All my grandparents are Moroccan. So ethnically, I am. And then Islam, when it comes to Hamza, who are you? I say I'm a British Muslim. So I'm a British Muslim because I'm a Muslim who is British. It's very straightforward. I've
مهم.
never had I've never had an issue with identity or knowing who I am. But for some young people, like you said, for some young people, there is a slight issue. They get very confused, especially here in the UK. They're not sure how to identify. They're not sure who to say they are or where they are from. So it's something along those lines. For me personally, they would be saying, again, I'm a British Muslim, I'm a British Moroccan, and that's who I am. But I can see the confusion. It's not easy for everyone. So some people they get very confused and it's very hard.
لانه بعض الشباب بيفكرون انه هل انا مسلم اولا I'm first I'm Muslim or before that I'm British and
This is the
I
thing.
need to serve I need to serve British or serve my religion.
For me, they're not separate. For me, they're the same thing. You can be
British
British
Muslim
and Muslim.
together.
Yeah, you don't have to be Muslim or British. You're British Muslim. It's very simple. You can practice your religion here freely. You can practice your deen. We have my local mosque is 2 minutes walk away from me. You don't get that in some Muslim countries. You have to walk 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Whereas for me, my mosque is around the corner, Regent's Park. And it's stuff like that. We're very lucky to have these things, and you can practice your deen freely. When it comes to Ramadan, you can fast. If you want to go to Mecca, or you want to go to Hajj, or you want to go to Umrah, these are stuff you can do. A little bit expensive, but you can do it if you can. So there's not any sort of other barriers to practicing Islam. So you can be a British Muslim very easily.
عند كثير من الشباب المسلمين يفكرون كيف يمكن خدمة قضايانا في بلداننا الأصلية. يعني أنا British Muslim, how I can support the original countries like Arab countries, Palestine, something like that. How can manage or how can make a balance between the two things?
Well, it's about again, it's identifying what you want to do to help your home country. So, for example, if I want to improve relationships with Morocco and help places like Morocco, then I would talk to the ambassador. I would talk to the Moroccan ambassador here in the UK. I would talk to the British ambassador there. Or if there was a business project that I want to get involved in, I would talk to them and see how we can link it up with the UK and places like that. When it comes to other places, if there's, so you said Palestine, for example, if you want to support Palestine, we have to think about what's the best way to support them. So am I going to, for me, for example, as mayor, am I going to talk to the ambassador here, the Palestinian ambassador? Am I going to try to visit Palestine? Am I going to try and maybe talk to the newspapers about it? Am I going to make it an issue? Am I going to make it a topic? So all of these things you can do in any country, you're able to help. So if I feel, I don't know, if I see an issue in the Kuwait or the Emirates, then I'm going to say to myself, how can I get involved? How can I help out? If that's of interest to me. Now, obviously, for me, my main interest at the moment is where my family's from in Morocco, and thinking out how can I link those two cities? How can I link London and how can I link parts of Morocco? And then we take it from there. Again, the progress is slow. It's not quick, but eventually you're able to make a little bit of progress and give back to your country, because I think it's very important to be able to give back to where you came from or to where your family came from.
رائع. يعني هناك لا يوجد تعارض ولا يوجد مشكلة بين أن تكون بريطاني تخدم المملكة المتحدة وبين أن تفكر بتطوير العلاقة ودعم أيضا بلدانك مثلا كفلسطين أو المغرب أو غيره، ولكن as a British Muslim. دعني أسألك حمزة عن الرسالة. يعني what is your message from this work؟ لما فكرت كان هناك رسالة مسج، ما هي المسج أو الرسالة من كل شغلك أو عملك؟
It's very hard to narrow it down, but I would say my message to the people, to everyone else would be to always be proud of what your children or grandchildren, your family members are able to do. I think that's something that sometimes we don't focus on enough. We always say to our children, become a doctor, become a lawyer, become this, become that. The truth is we need to be able to support them in what they want to do and show them the reason. So, for example, when my grandparents came to the UK, they came here for a better life. They came here to work. They came here to try and study. They came here to improve their lives. Now my mother was born here. Now I was born here. So I have to keep that going. So I have to show my children that this is the reason we're here. This is the reason we're here to make a change. This is the reason why we should be proud of each other. So I think sometimes that's lacking in some places. But any success story we have from our generation, from generation myself or the future generation, we have to be proud of them. And that's not just the parents, but other Muslims, other Arab people. They have to be able to be proud of these people. They can't have the jealousy or say, oh, maybe they did this or they did that. No, it has to all be absolutely positive. So I think that'd be my main thing, is to make sure we continue the legacy. There has to be a legacy. We want our young people to grow up in successful positions, whether it's here in the UK, in America, in Europe, in even back home in the Middle East and North Africa. We want to make sure that they continue their success.
رائع. طيب ما هي أيضا نصيحتك حمزة للشباب العربي المسلم، يعني البريطانيين المسلمين؟ هناك شباب يخافون من الانضمام للأحزاب، وهناك شباب يخافون من الترشح على قوائم الأحزاب، أيضا هناك يعني يخافون بعضهم حتى من العمل في النشاط العام سواء لفلسطين أو لغيره، ويخافون من الأتاك من اللوبي هون أو هون. يعني some young people are afraid joining parties and political work. What's your advice? What's your message to this young people?
I think it's tricky. It's very different in different countries. Obviously, in the UK, you're
in
free
UK,
to
I mean in UK, yeah.
In the UK, go for it. In the UK, you don't have fear of persecution. You're not worried someone's going to attack you. You can join any political party. You can join any organization, any group you want, and figure out a way to make a difference. So I joined the Labour Party when I was 16, for example. So 16, so it's 7 years now. And in the space of 7 years, I was able to become a councillor and then the Lord Mayor of the city of Westminster. So it just shows that if you want to get involved, again, the best time to get involved is as early as possible, as young as possible, because that's when you start to build the relationships and start to meet the people. So I would say, yeah, go for it, join, see how it is, go to some meetings, go to the residents' meetings, go to the political meetings, go meet your local councillors, meet your member of parliament, go and visit parliament if you can, and just see what politics looks like, see what real politics is, see how discussions are had, see how change is made, see how people do things. And I think that's very important. That's why to start as possible.
رائع رائع، جميل جدا حمزة. يا ريت الشباب يعني يسمعون الآن من تجربة لشاب ناجح ووصل إلى إلى هذا المنصب، لكن بطبيعة الحال لديك طموح ولديك خطط للمستقبل. ما هي خططك للمستقبل؟ هل تخطط لأن تكون رئيس وزراء يعني، أو ما هي البلان يعني؟ Are you planning to be a prime minister, for example?
Well, if they let me, inshallah, why not? if I'm able to do it, then why not? Now I said to myself, I want to become a member of parliament, so I want to become an MP soon, inshallah. I want to do things while I'm young, because like I said, I think it's important. And then hopefully in a couple of years, you never know. You never know. Maybe I can get into the cabinet. And I never say prime minister, but haki, Allahu a'lam. You never know. Maybe one day,
إن شاء الله.
if it's possible.
إن شاء الله إن شاء الله. طيب finally وآخر شيء حمزة، ما هي رسالتك للمجتمع العربي والمسلم في بريطانيا؟ What is your message to the Arab and Muslim community here in Britain?
I would just say, from a personal point of view, I'd like to say thank you to everyone. Thank you to everyone who supported me. Thank you to all the positive messages on social media. Thank you to all the people I've met, and thank you to all the people who are proud of me, hopefully representing them properly, of having the first Muslim as the Lord Mayor of Westminster. So for me, it's just I'm privileged and I'm glad to have had this opportunity. I'm proud to be Muslim, I'm proud to be Moroccan, and I'm proud to be British, all of these things. So just a big thank you to everyone, and inshallah we'll see what happens in the future. But hopefully everyone carries on supporting me and carries on, sort of, we all get there. Because if one of us succeed, we all succeed. That's how I see it.
شكرا جزيلا حمزة، شكرا جزيلا على هذا اللقاء، شكرا جزيلا على وقتك، شكرا جزيلا على هذه النصائح وهذه الإجابات وهذه الدردشة المفيدة جدا للجالية العربية والمسلمة وخاصة العرب هنا في المملكة المتحدة. وهذه تحية خاصة من عرب لندن لك على هذه المشاركة، وأنتم أيضا مشاهدي الكرام. إلى هنا نصل إلى ختام هذه الحلقة مع السيد حمزة توزال، وهو أول عمدة مسلم في ويستمنستر في لندن، وهو من أصول مغربية، وكما ذكرنا في المقدمة هذه أغنى وأهم بلدية في المملكة المتحدة. إلى لقاء جديد وإلى ضيف جديد. هذه تحياتي، أنا محمد أمين.